Hey, and Shalom, Mishpaka. So look, it's been a little minute, but look, we're coming back into this one. This is something we talk about a lot on Unc's platform, passing knowledge. We talk about this a lot, right? What the word widow actually means. And this word, most of us don't realize it. Not just a person who has been unalived, but it's also a divorced person. This is someone who has been discarded. So you got to look at that and see that is way beyond just the unalivement of a man to his wife. But this is a very deep thing. This comes from the Hebrew word almana, and then the root word for that alman, meaning a discarded person or divorced. So it is so much deeper than what we have been led to understand what a widow is. And so a lot of us are fitting into that category, right? Those a lot of our sisters, they're fitting into this category. Even when they're having the man that left them and left them with all his kids and refuses to take care of them and just kick them to the curb. And what this verse says right here, ye shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child. Looking at that, so for a lot of us men that literally see this woman, we're taking a woman, she's got this, she's been discarded, she's been left, she's been broken, she's been traumatized, she's going through all these things, and we're going to treat her harshly. That word afflict means to treat harshly, to defile, to do evil towards, essentially. So this is what many of us have done as brothers. And we got to be able to understand that we are doing something so wicked and evil because we're supposed to be protecting the widow. This is including not just the ones that don't have a husband, that had their husband unalive, but this is for that one that has been left who said, okay, look, I don't want to deal with you anymore. So bye-bye. I'm going to go on and do my own thing. I don't care about what you got going on. I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't care about the kids. I don't care about any of that. And don't get me wrong. There is a reasoning for some of that stuff. I'm not justifying any things that are bad nature and evilness, wickedness, disobedience. I'm not justifying any of that stuff. Or witchcraft and what man may have gotten into. I'm not justifying any of that stuff. But this is what we're talking about right now in a general sense. Because a lot of men just leave just because they don't have any patience. They don't have any leadership aptitude themselves. So we're looking at this right here. And you got to be able to understand what the Most High says he will do in the following verses. Verse 24 says right here, or 23, if thou afflict them in any wise, and they cry at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry. Verse 24, and my wrath shall wax hot, and I will unalive you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless. This is why you have to be careful what you pray to Yah. If you are praying something, you better be ready and willing for what you're praying and crying unto him about when it comes to a man that you've been dealing with. Because you may end up inside of something that you did not even realize that you were going to do from that prayer that you cried out to YAHUAH for. So be careful with what you ask for and what you pray about, what you come to him about. So we're not supposed to be doing this towards the children and towards the women, putting them inside of any kind of situation where we're attacking them, we're just putting them down to crap. It also is even in the belittlement aspect of it. So it's a very deep thing here, y'all. And don't get me wrong, we got to be able to move in righteousness. We got to be able to move inside of order. As the women inside of these positions, you got to understand, like, yes, this is a lot for a man to be able to take on to. But the men are not supposed to be attacking you harshly because of these things. So this is where we got to be able to look at this piece. I know this is it's so simple, but it's intricate and how deep this actually goes. But I praise the Most High Yah, and I pray that somebody gets something from this. And if you got any thoughts on this, and if you've been here yourself, you are here yourself, and if you've experienced any of this, make sure I drop this inside the comments so we can talk it up, because we got to come together on this, y'all, because we got to praise Yah together and understand that, yeah, a lot of us are coming from broken places, but we got to be able to rebuild this together as Yasharel. So make sure to type this inside the chat. Hashtag I am Yasharel. We're doing this, getting more information, getting more of the community coming together for the Most High Yah and his people in truth and in the Ruach. So look, I'll see y'all. Shalom, family.